Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday afternoon. We got a Tuesday PM stream here coming live at you. Glad to be back. Wasn't able to do here the PM session. Typically on Tuesdays, I'm not, but sometimes I am. So if I can, I'm going to because I like to trade with you guys. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. Really glad that you're here this afternoon. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to be helping navigating the wild world of day trading futures. And it looks like we've already hit some key levels from the AM session. So we're going to be reviewing all of the price action, looking at what we've hit, where we've come from, and what potentially we could still see happen here. We'll do that here coming up shortly. And let's go ahead, open in prayer, and let's rock and roll. Father, we thank you for the opportunity we have to trade as traders. Lord, I pray a blessing over today's trading. Lord, that you pour your spirit upon us and that we would have an increase in our trading. And I pray for a blessing everyone here. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, I'm going to mark this out right now because if I don't want to miss this. I think this is a breaker right here. And I like the way that looks. It's a beautiful breaker. You can see that on the 5-minute time frame. It looks really nice. We're inside the time frame that I'd want price to actually hit that level. And we're going to see if it wants to hit this level here. If it does hit this level, I'm going to wait for a sweep of liquidity. I want it to sweep up here and see a rejection in this candle right here. If we don't get that, I would do an inversion to the downside right here. My target's going to be the previous day's opening, new day. It would be the first presented fair value gap. We're going to see if it wants to go through here or if it's turning right here. This. And if we look at the 30-minute, this would be a nice 1-hour reversal. 30-minute. Yeah, that'd be a nice little sweep of liquidity right there. What is a hourly is not there, so it'd just be a 30-minute. So we're looking for a sweep of this high. I like to see that high swept. It doesn't need to be, but that's what I'd want to see. That would give us an inversion right here, or the question is do we want to go higher from what we've already done? Let's look at the daily time frame. Daily, we have we've hit. That was my target right there, folks. We could go for the weekly, which is up here, but that's quite a ways. Let's look at let's look at here. All right. ES just swept its 30-minute high. It swept its swing high right there. So let's see if it wants to keep going here. Or if we're going to find do we got an SMT? Got an SMT on the lows here as well. There's an SMT right there. It wasn't an SMT. Looks relatively equal those. Good afternoon. Hi, JB. How are you doing? Matarello. I hope I said that correctly. Hopefully you're doing good. Bro, I need help with my trading psychology. My steps are always confirmed, but fear lives in me. We reject that in Jesus' name. We don't want that. I thought about getting in short right here, but I didn't. So I'm waiting to see if we get another test, a little sweep of that liquidity. I really want that sweep because that would be a 30-minute setup right there. See that right there? It'd be nice to just get a sweep. What's that high? High is 13.25. Got 12.75. So we didn't quite sweep it. So I want to get that sweep right here. If we can get that sweep, then we will wait to see if we can get a move lower at that point. We're jumping right into the action right away, folks. We're not messing around. We're in it. All right, the reason why I'm looking for lower prices is because we hit the midpoint, this yellow line, Friday's midpoint. So you can see that that was a key level, and we had a big sell-off. We could go much higher. We could see price come all the way up to here. It could come all the way back up to here if it wanted. So we just want to be careful and not necessarily get in too early. The only place that I probably would jump in is if we inverse this. I'd take that short to those lows right here. But I'm holding off yet. I'm waiting for that little sweep right there. Waiting for the confirmation of that sweep. If we don't get that confirmation of the sweep, then I'll have to take that trade potentially down here. ES has gotten the sweep. ES swept it. So I guess it doesn't need to, but I would prefer it. Heck of a reaction at the new day of the previous day high. Look at that reaction right there. That would have been a nice trade. All right, and then we have we have London lows, and we have this opening range gap that's still open. Let's check out the 4 hour. I was waiting to see if this 4 hour was going to inverse. The 4 hour did end up inversing. So we have an inversion, but we don't have a 4 hour sweep of liquidity right here. I'd like the 4 hour to come back down here. That's kind of what I'm looking for as a potential opportunity. And you look at this high, we made this high, we reached all that, and we closed into this range. And so that tells me a potential bearish move lower from what we've had. All right, so here's our sweep of liquidity, hopefully. Now, you could turtle soup this. I'm not interested in a turtle soup. Because we are in a bullish market right now, and this could just keep going. That's the last thing I want to participate in, is a run against me. Yeah, it's a clear rejection, but many times you'll see a little sweep. And then if you look at the 30-minute, the 30-minute is my model. So I have a 30-minute continuation model. So if we can see this candle sweep this high right there, sweep this little high right here into this 30-minute fair value gap, and then over the next 15 minutes close inside this range, we could get an extended move lower. And that looks really nice and juicy considering we hit some of my upside target already. I just don't want it to drop without me. If it drops without me, that's fine. I'll take this inversion down here. But I'm going to be patient and let the trade play out, or let things play out to see what it wants to do. If we can get that sweep, I'm basically looking at this as my breaker to the downside, and that's what I'm looking to go in at right there. There's a 15-minute fair value gap here. There's just a lot right here. This is just a no-brainer level. There's a 15-minute fair value gap right there. That's what I'm waiting for. That level right here. So this whole 15-minute area. That's what I'm waiting for it to get inside this. You can tell it wants to do it. It's just kind of messing around with you. All right, there's our sweep. Now we're looking for a rejection. We want to see displacement. I want to see some movement. I have a hard time doing turtle soups on this. I mean, this is a textbook turtle soup. But I just want confirmation that we aren't going to just keep going like this. Because there's structure right here that shows a breaker. There and right here. So that's a possibility of reaching up there. And if that's what it's going to do, then I'll miss out on it. But we have a lot of structure right here that looks really nice. This just looks perfect, like a market maker sell model. Accumulation 1, 2, smart money reversal, stage 1, stage 2. That's what I would like to see. I'm going to go ahead and take this.
Order submitted.
Right now, this is a 40-point stop loss. I'm going to shrink that for sure. I'm not going to allow it to go 40 points. I'll probably go 20 and see if it will hold right there. Like I said, this is an early. I'm going based on it, just the hesitancy of moving higher and the sweep of these bodies. Figured I'll try it, see what the market wants to give us. If we don't have displacement, I might just get out and move my stop to break even if we get back below here, and then wait for something different if I need to. But if we get below the breaker here, if we displace below this breaker, I'm probably going to move my stop to break even. I think I'm going to close this trade. Cut the loss early. It's not doing what I wanted, so we're just going to sit and wait. Steezy, shorting without confirmation of CSD or displacement. Heard. Yeah, no, this was based on it being a turtle soup of a 30-minute time frame. Wanted to see if it was going to give it to us. I was watching how the candles were being lethargic, and it just wasn't giving it to us. And these last two candles are just like, let's go ahead and close the trade and just wait for more confirmation. Dominique, how you doing? Welcome. Good to have you. What's up, Don't Know? How you doing? Yeah, so it's pushing higher. I'm glad I decided to kill that trade early. It was one of those turtle soups. Everything seemed to align type scenarios besides my model. I mean, the model was on the higher time frame, 15-minute breaker, and that looked really nice. But it just didn't give it to me. Like I said, to be honest, we could reach all the way back up to here. That could be we could reach that if it really wanted to. This is our first 15-minute inversion fair value gap. We'll see how it wants to react to that level, because if you see that, this is on the left side of the curve. I like that level as a If we're really going to go lower, I'd want to see it happen here. We also have our equilibrium price, which is sitting right inside that as well. I don't really do anything with Tesla other than own stock in it. I'm guessing with all the news stuff, they probably aren't going to have the best news release unless they somehow cover it up with new announcements of stuff, and I don't think they're announcing anything. You think it's going to retest 18,380s? The 380s? Yeah, I mean, that's the previous day high, and it's that inversion fair value gap. We got a swing high right here that looks attractive. I just don't know if I want to go long. We've already filled in Monday's opening range gap sitting right here. So opening range gap was filled. The new week opening gap was filled. Friday's equilibrium was tagged. There's a lot that, to the upside, a lot of confirmations. So I'm not interested in anything long. If it's gonna go long, it can go without me. I want to get 80 points to the downside. That's if I can get 80 points to the downside, that's all I care about. Ended up taking the 930 model this morning. That played out nicely. So that basically, plus this loss, puts me at break even. I'm just looking for one good trade, and then I can call it a day. I am, Mason. Welcome, by the way. Looking to join in on what I think could be a market maker sell model. We've hit a lot of key levels up here. We filled in the opening range gap that was over here, right here. We filled this opening range gap level. That was all unfilled price action in the regular trading hours. We hit the midpoint of Friday's range. We filled in the new week opening gap, low to high, so all that's filled. We just hit the previous day high. I don't expect us to go all the way back down to the previous day low, but we could easily target this 1 hour fair value gap. Or we could target the yesterday's first presented fair value gap. All of that I think is reasonable. So if this is a market maker sell model, I'm wondering if this buy side liquidity is safe right here. This little buy side. Get up into this inversion, 15-minute inversion, and see if it wants to sell off from there. We got another 15 minutes before the 3 p.m. macro, so I want to try to be patient. I hope it kind of does something like this for at least 15 minutes. That would make me more confident about taking a short. What's up, Stan? How you doing? How many points do I shoot for? I'm shooting for liquidity most times. So if I have more than one contract, I'll take some off at 20, take some off at 40, and then hold for target if I got 3. If I don't have 3, then I'm holding for my move. I'm moving my stop to break even, and it's a little more difficult. But because some of my funded accounts I don't have a large enough buffer, I'm not taking large size, so I'm taking small contract size, which means I am only taking 1 micro contract on some of these. So until I get enough buffer, that's what I do to protect myself and not oversize, which means I potentially miss out on some bigger moves. But if I can get 40, if I pass 40 handles, I'm not going to let it hit my break even. I'll move my stop into profit and see if it can run some more. But 40 points would be nice. But I've taken 20 points. I've taken 10 points on scalps. But on a trade like this could easily run over 100 points. The movement's here. But the mistake that happens a lot, and I've made, is instead of waiting for confirmation and waiting for the actual setup, I speculate that it's going to drop and I get in early, and then it goes up another 40, 50 handles and then stops me out, and then it turns around. So we just want to be patient. I think I'm going to get rid of the new day opening gap low and high right here. I want to focus on the 15-minute and the previous day high. We have that. We have this swing high right here, which is a 15-minute swing high. We have this order block right here that's right on the previous day high. So I'm watching all of this right here to see how it reacts. One minute's a little messy. 3 minute looks nice right here. We've reached up into this 3 minute fair value gap. We're at equilibrium. We're just almost tagging that to the tick almost. We're just short of it. I really kind of want to just hit the short button right now. What I'm gonna wait for is a erratic candle that goes higher and we lose it. If we get a big wicked candle, I'll take that as my short potentially. We're inside the 15-minute. We haven't swept that buy side liquidity. That wasn't a big enough candle for me to do anything. What's up, Ted? How you doing? At this point, what I'd like to see is maybe something like this. Come back down into the 3-minute aggressively. Come back up, fill more of this 15-minute fair value gap, and then use that as my reason. We have a breaker right here to play. So maybe something like this. All right, we swept the buy side liquidity right there. Look how aggressive these candles were when it did drop. If we get another move like that, means we may have one shot at coming back up to a breaker before it displaces lower. So we just got to be ready. We did have a breaker right here. Whoops. We did have a breaker right here, a low, high, lower, low, and we came all the way up through it and tagged it right here. We also did inverse the 4-hour fair value gap. Are we back into that? Are we dropping back down into that 4-hour? We haven't dropped back down into that 4-hour. And we got a 4-hour fair value gap down here. That is what I would really like my target to be as far as a downside move. That would make sense. We don't need 380. We don't need that. So I think you could miss it by waiting for 380. But it obviously still could do that. I mean, we don't know. We're just waiting and watching structure. Got 5 more minutes before the 3 p.m. macro. I like the way the 3-minute looks. Just a little cleaner. I like the way that looks. ES looks really good for a short as well. Excuse me. ES hit its previous day high. It also filled its hourly fair value gap. There's a 30-minute inversion up there. Wonder if it wants to reach for that. That's the first inversion there. That looks good. I want to see this fail. I want to see a lower high put in. I don't want it to make a higher high. I want to see that fail. All right, ES made a higher high. Here's ES right here. We're going to see if it wants to reach up into this 30-minute inversion. We also have our swing lows from breakers sitting down here. You could even do that one. All right. ES looks too strong for me to take a short here on NQ. What I'd like to see is this 5-minute put in with a green candle and the next one close below to give me a change in state of delivery on this 5-minute. All right, so there's our 5-minute close. We now have a new 15-minute candle. We filled in this whole 15-minute fair value gap. I anticipate some manipulation and then a short. That's kind of what I'm looking for. That was the close of the candle. I want to give it away where it's going. Right now, it's not giving it away. Look at the consolidation we're in. I can't take a short in this. I can't go long in it. I really like the sweep of liquidity here, the 15-minute inversion, but just to take a short at any point inside this just doesn't make sense. I mean, everything inside me wants to go short right now, but it just practically I just can't do that. Yeah, we're still in the breaker. Yeah, I'm not. It's still absolutely possible. We can't. If we go above this, if we go above that 18,386, then the whole idea is gone. This is, I mean, this looks like a phenomenal entry short. An immediate retracement right here. That just looks really nice. All right, I have my structure that I want to see here. I have my breaker. That's what I want right there. That will be my, if this idea for the 1 hour immediate retracement, this is technically the entry for that right there. I'll give up 30 handles to confirm that we are going to go in this direction. So I want to see, I'm not taking a short unless we close below, or unless we start running below that level. There's our 380 level that, who said that? 380? Junior? You mentioned that? We're also running into a 1 minute bearish order block right there. It's now or never. Here we go. Let's see if it gives it right here. I'm even willing potentially to take it off of that small little breaker right there. But this is a bullish order block right here. It needs to break through this. Order flow is bullish right now. Everything's been showing bullish order flow. We got the right time. It's almost, it's 250 right now. It needs to lose all of its candle here. It needs to close back inside this 15-minute fair value gap for me to be interested in a short. I need to see it has zero strength in that candle. Okay. My interest on a short is dwindling. We didn't quite hit this low over here. Let's mark that low out. Give me a second, folks. I don't know, guys. Yeah, that's my all-in signal. Okay, all in, going short. Got it. 10-4. Guys, it's just a slow climb. It's a slow climb. So for those of you that went short here, short when we ran this buy side liquidity, the question I think you need to ask yourself is, how do we know and what confidence do we have that it doesn't want to go higher? Well, we don't. What makes this level special over this level or over this level or over this level right here? We don't know. So for me, what I need to see is a market structure shift or change in state of delivery to reaffirm that this could be the key level. And that's exactly the mistake that I did down here. I wanted to see a 30-minute reversal right here, and we didn't even get below my breaker. So I took a turtle soup right here, thinking that, oh, we could get it. We got a flash of a candle, but it immediately started moving higher, and then I cut the trade early because it didn't give me what I wanted to see. What did I not do here that some of us didn't do here? We didn't wait for that extra confirmation. So especially in the PM session, price likes to take its freaking time. It likes to take its time. It doesn't like to go right away. And then when it does go, it's just like plam, shabam, and does its thing. But that's the only thing I would say about this, and is the reason why I didn't take it, is I'm like, how do I know this isn't the level? Or how do I know that this is like the guaranteed I can put all my cards on this? to me, it's not a higher time frame key level. A higher time frame key level is like this level. And even Friday's equilibrium, when we hit that for the first time, we didn't even retrace. We put a push higher, and then consolidated around it, did one more fake out, and then we gave the collapse. So even when we hit this level, look how it reacted to it. And this level is way bigger than this level here in my mind. And look at how it handled that. Here are as an instance. Here's a previous day high. Look how it hit that level, immediately reject, tested it again, and then it started the sell-off. But either way, we ended up closing below this level here and came back up and almost retested it. So this could have been your entry opportunity right there for that short. It just hasn't been giving me enough. Here's the next breaker. Are we going to get a displacement at this breaker level? We'll see. Either way, I mean, when we look at the 15-minute time frame, though, yeah, I mean, we could still get that drop. We could. Yeah, it's outside of the breaker, though. So I'm not even looking for this confirmation anymore. I'm looking for the sweep of coming up into an imbalance of some kind and then giving me my model. We just reached into this last 5-minute fair value gap right here. What does the 60-minute look like on the reversals? Yeah, we don't have a sweep of liquidity here. There's now enough room here that I can give a little bit to make sure I have confirmation. That's 180 points from where we're at. Jose, just found your channel last night and truly feel God sent me here to learn more. Do you trade daily live? Yes, sir, I do. We do. It's usually 4 days a week in the morning at 9:15 New York Standard Time. I'll be live here. And then on Tuesdays, I typically stream or will try to stream in the afternoon if I can. My Tuesdays are a little more congested, so it prevents me from trading in the morning. Sometimes I'm able to, though, and I'll just pop in and start a stream. But yeah, would love to have you hang out with us, man. Nye, thanks for hanging out. We'll see ya. All right, 3 p.m. here in 30 seconds. Come on. Give me something. Give me something. I just want 50 points. 50 points is all I want. 50 points. That extra screen is probably annoying. We haven't done anything with it since that first attempt. Nanya, how you doing? Seeing your message here so far. Out with 900. Way to go. We had a fantastic Easter. We had family over. We ate dinner, ate too much food, and then I went on a 3-mile run. Emilio, good morning, afternoon. Good night. And there it goes again. Another push higher at 3 o'clock. All right, let's go. Even if I wanted to go long, there's not a long entry for me. If I was going to go long, your entry would have had to be at this inversion right here, but we just ran that buy side liquidity, and who in their right mind is going to go long after sweeping liquidity? I'm not. All right, ES has hit its breaker. Here's ES for you. We're inside this final fair value gap right here. And also the breaker. Honestly, ES is looking better than NQ right now. There's not a lot of structure here. You know, I might consider taking ES here. No. Give me the slap of this black line and start displacing, and I'll be happy. One more sweep of the highs I'd like, yeah. It can go either way. ES can or NQ can. I'm just looking for it to correlate. So we have a SMT here with ES. ES made a lower high, NQ made the higher high. So if we see divergence on the top side, I want to see correlation on the bottom side. Basically is what I want to see. Afternoons are always a little slower, I feel. Maybe it's just because I'm tired. I don't know. We don't have an inversion here. There was probably a 30-second inversion on that little sweep right here. Nope, nothing there. Little consolidation here. I don't want to assume anything's going to roll over. Really, our first place for a breaker is right here.
Order submitted.
I'm going to take this short. I could be premature. All right, there's our close. That's what I wanted to see. All right, so equilibrium of this entire range. I'm going to mark this. Equilibrium is at the new week opening gap, sitting at 306. So my level is just above equilibrium, so I'm okay seeing if it wants to reach for that. I may consider something here in the 3-minute fair value gap depending on how it reacts.
Order submitted.
I'm going to add one more contract here right at that breaker. And I'm going to take that off right at 20 points, 66, 46, right at that low. Let's see if we can hit that low. So first contract is going to sell at 18,342. Let's see if we can hit that. If we can hit that, I'll move my stop to break even and see if the trade can run any lower. It's not. There's no such thing as volume. It runs. The price will tell it what to do. It's an algorithm. Algorithms. It will run price whenever it wants to. Oh, don't give me that. Come on, hit my level. Give me my first paycheck. Give me my paycheck. Come on. I hate when it messes with me like that.
Order canceled.
All right. Position 1, done. I'm going to move my stop to break even. And I'm hoping we can get a further drop without a retracement back to break even. Let's go, baby. I don't want a green candle. That means retracements. I don't like that. I might close this. Not gonna lie. If it doesn't make a lower low, I'm gonna close the trade. Because I'm happy with what I'm up right now. Come on, make it. There we go. There we go. Come on. Drop it, baby. I want to see another lower low. 5-minute looks really nice. Yeah, I could retrace back up to that 5-minute breaker too. We really need to make that low there, or it's not going to give it to us. There we go. Come on. Just fall apart. Look at that. Do you guys see that candle? It just hit my stop loss and retraced. Man, that feels really good. Not gonna lie. I don't care if it drops 1,000 more points. I'm happy. Happy. Those are the kind of trades that feels great to take. Thank you, Lord. That's what I made in this trade right there. Logging out. You don't want to take a trade after you do that. Now, if you're like, well, I cut myself short, I closed my trade early, don't try to get back in or chase it. Now, there are opportunities where you can capitalize on moves like this when it's on its way down, but you have to be, it takes a while to understand how the market does it. Like, what I would be doing if I didn't do something is I'd be watching these lows, and I would try to hit those lows right there. And I would wait for like a retracement back up into here and then take it to that low right there. But if it hits these lows, that idea is gone. Yeah, I left, how much did I leave? 20 extra handles on there by us trying to get that low. I'm okay with going for equilibrium. That's what I went for, right around equilibrium. I will get to the point where I will hold for even bigger trades. That was 50 points, 55 points. 53 points. If you guys like that, if you appreciate it, you like the live trade there, hit the like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. The harder thing with taking these bigger trades when I have some of my accounts are not, I don't have a big enough spread on my performance accounts that I want to add, or I want to trade bigger trades, right? So 50 points, taking this trade right here for 50 points and closing it on an eval account or on a performance account that doesn't have a big enough buffer is important, because the last thing you want is to lose that and then be in drawdown, especially when you do these bigger trades. So bigger trades on evals, bigger trades on performance accounts can hurt you if you don't manage it correctly. It is important to manage the trade, even if you do, let's say 5 micros. That's what I did here. I did all in, all out at 5 micros. I even I went 10 micros on that trade for a majority of my accounts. You only saw 2, but I had it copied for 5 each. And taking off one at a time along the way is helpful to reduce your drawdown as you're building out of that eval or that performance account, which is important to do. So there's multiple ways to do it. You just have to decide how you want to do it and then execute on that. So let's talk about my entry that I did on here, and then where you could have gotten in, or options on how you could have gotten in this trade, okay? So first off, let's look at ES, because ES was the reason why I was okay with it not hitting this level. So ES is right here, and here is ES's breaker. We have this high, low, higher high, and we break lower, right? I dragged my breaker right there, and look at the reaction to that breaker right there, to the tick. It landed on that breaker to the tick, came up to it, failed to make a higher high, and started rolling over, okay? And it was this candle right here, 306, an inversion we got on ES, okay? Now, I wasn't watching this. The only thing that I paid attention to was the fact that we hit the breaker. Okay, so that was confirmation number one that we could roll over. If one is going to have a divergence, it could be on this trade. So 306 was right here. This is the trade. This is the candle I got in short on. Okay, that was the candle I got in short on. We didn't hit this breaker. We didn't hit that. We came up short, a little sloppy. We came up into this order block, but started rolling over. The reason I got in the trade was I was looking for price to run below these two down closed candles, the body. You see my wick, right, this candle right, see this candle right here? There it is. So we didn't close. We wicked below it. We wicked below that low, and because of the displacing candle and time, it being 3 p.m., it gave me enough confidence to say this is worth a try. My stop is already going to be pretty large. My stop is already going to be at this high. So if I get in here, my stop is going to be way up here. I think I'm okay. So the next candle closes. Okay? This is our confirmation that we now have a breaker. This breaker is now in play. Candle number 308 gives us a fair value gap. Right here. Candle 309, this is your official breaker entry. Okay, now did it hit this level there? No, but what did it hit? It hit the wick slow, the wick. There it is. Into this fair value gap. That is a textbook breaker entry for a short. And what did it do? So my entry, it gave me what? Maybe 5. I got 5 extra handles, guys. I got 5 extra handles for getting in early. It probably wasn't worth it because it could have gone against me and I could have get stopped out. The 309 candle was the entry candle for sure that you would want to get in on. Overlapped with this right there. Boom. You can target the lows for your first target. I targeted the equilibrium for my second target. Your third target could be here. The swing low for your final target. Those would be your targets. You would really want to take a majority off at this level here because we, in my opinion, are in a bullish environment and maybe it doesn't want to finish. Maybe it does. So holding a runner here wouldn't be bad. This is also an area you could take an inversion to the downside right here. If you get an inversion, I wouldn't go full size. I would go small. But if we close below this, that's an entry. I like it. Especially on stage 2. We're on stage 2. These moves are very fast. Not all. I mean, if it is a stage 2, it might not be. Ted, I was not disciplined this morning. FOMO got me and I chopped myself up a bit. Oh, I know what that feels like. I feel you. So no opportunity there. It took the low before it closed. So no inversion that you could take there. But this looks like a market maker sell model. there's a good probability we're going to end up down into this 4-hour fair value gap. Give me another year, and I will probably have a lot more confidence to be able to hold for all of that, for some of my trades at least. In time, I'm pleased. I'm happy today. Good. Nice, Steezy? Is that how you, is that, am I saying that right? Steezy? That's the perfect breaker entry. So somebody asked me about why do I look at ES? Is ES leading NQ? No. But when I see signatures and price that just go, man, that lines up perfectly, and then I see it starting to fall, I'm now looking at it NQ in a different light, saying, all right, it may not actually get to the level I want. If it gives me my model, I'm going to take the trade. Why? Because ES hit the level. ES hit my target. Actually, the target was this level right here. This breaker right here is what hit on ES, and it also hit this other breaker here, but it didn't hit this level on NQ. So you can use ES as your confirmation of a higher time frame sweep of liquidity, and then take your trade on NQ. All right, Steezy. Well, I'm glad you got that trade. JK, good afternoon. How you doing? Hope all is well. It was great. We just took a 50-point trade, capitalized on this big move right here. Beautiful execution. Jim, you did miss me this morning because I wasn't on this morning. I was not on this morning. I was I had some appointments that I had to deal with, and that I typically stack everything on Tuesdays so I can do my mornings uninterrupted with live streams. So that is what happened. But I'll be here tomorrow morning, 9:15. We'll be back, rocking and rolling. Now, honestly, it could take its time to get down here. It could do all of this and then go boom. And my guess is this boom right here is going to be at 350. 350 is my anticipation of it when it wants to hit this 4-hour fair value gap. Oh, he joined. I need him to join my stream. I'm good too. I'm a good trader too. I really don't care. Do I care? Would I like it? Yes. Am I gonna cry over it? No. It would be fun. What's up, Viking? Thank you, sir. Oh, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. You just can't let him get to your head. Sometimes I roll my eyes at him and I'm like, dude, sometimes I'm like, stop. It's like you're egging on children. It's like a bigger brother egging on their little brother. That's what he does to some of these traders, and it's funny, but annoying. As a parent, I hate it. Give me a second, folks. Never mind. I missed the call. It was my wife. Well, I don't know, folks. I might call it a day. He wasn't on. You know, Telegram, he's way better, and I like him on Telegram. I really like him on Telegram. Because... Oh, that's nice. Thank you, sweetie. Just because you don't get all the foo-foo and all the other junk that happens. I don't know if he's actually gonna do a book. I mean, the guy said he was gonna do a book, then he wasn't gonna do a book. Now he's doing a book again. I really don't care. Yeah, that bothers me a bit. Byron, what's up? How you doing? I wasn't on this morning, just this afternoon. Tuesdays typically I'm not on in the morning. He's mentioned that, Ted. Oh, you think that was a fake ICT in Tanya's stream? How would you even know? I guess you could click his... If you click on his icon, I wonder if it takes you to his profile. That's the only way. But, folks, I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to do some other stuff. I'm putting together another video I want to work on. So, I'm going to work on that. If you have questions, find me on X. If you're not on X, join X, follow me on X. Or join the Discord. You can find it on dtjacademy.com if you want to join the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. Also, Apex is still doing its 80% off sale. You can use the code DTJ if you want to do that. Just watched your video on passing an Apex account in one day. That was a great trade. Thanks, Roosevelt. I appreciate it. I will say, though, the trade we took today felt way better. The trade we just took today felt way better. I want to get more. We're going to get more of those trades. Do you know how much patience this trade required? I mean, how much did we want to go short? I wanted to go short as soon as I got on the stream. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. Emilio, thank you. I appreciate it. I couldn't believe it took me that long to put some content out there based on faith-based trading, I should say. That's what I would say, faith-based trading. I'm not the person that's going to say, oh, God spoke to me and he said to go short. That's never going to happen. I don't think the Lord does. I mean, he can. But I doubt he's going to do that. Because he cares about building our character. And boy, oh boy, you build way more character by learning to be patient, learning to not revenge trade or have greed over something. Like, that's what he cares about our character. And man, you can build some good character in day trading. You have plenty of opportunities. But do you know how much we waited for this trade, guys? All from this point right here, we were looking for this short. I took a short right here. I jumped it. I jumped the gun. Here, let me sit right here. I jumped the gun right there. I wanted the trade. I wanted to make it happen. It was heavy. Oops. It was really heavy right here. So I'm like, oh, let's sweep it. 30-minute continuation. Boom, baby. No, but look at the time. Look at the time. Here's my view on time, folks. Pay attention. Look at the time that I took or wanted to take this trade. it was between 207. It didn't hit it. As soon as we swept the high, it was 215. We're on the tail end of the macro. It was the end of the macro. When did we take this trade? 309. Inside it, towards the tail end, but the structure was there. We didn't even have structure here. We swept it. I'm like, okay, it looks good. Let's go. I was premature. Could have done it here. Could have done it here. And we waited till here. And the macro, which is big. The more and more I trade, the more I'm like, dang, we should just wait for the macros on every trade. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've been getting up early. I've been doing my new morning routine. Going to bed at 10 p.m. and getting up at 5 a.m. I'm tired a lot. I am tired a lot. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to call it a day, folks. I'm going to go run. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to go run. So, let me see if I got... I do like your faith vids. Thank you. I want to do more. But the next one I'm going to do I'm going to do a little more study on it. But the next one, it may not be the next one, but I have one right here that I'm really excited about. It's going to be about sowing and reaping. The principle of sowing and reaping. There is so much in sowing and reaping that we can learn and that we can apply to our lives, even practically. So I'm looking forward to that. But we're going to end here, guys. God bless. Stay safe. Good trading. We will see you all tomorrow morning at 9:15. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.